Boom! Is this the last? Winding Constrictor draft, the last time I first picked this card and forced green black ever, maybe. Welcome in, much love, Trav here, doing another draft breakdown of Kaladesh Aether Revolt. Maybe the last one. Next week I'll be in San Antonio, and then I will be in Mexico, and I will do Aether Revolt Kaladesh there, but I'm going to miss out on FNM for at least 3 weeks. Therefore, by the time I get back, we're going to start seeing some Amonkhet. Might do a couple more. I'm not sure, but I always think, hey, maybe this is the last time. Whenever I'm on the Pro Tour, a lot of the times I think, hey, maybe this is the last time. Whenever I'm thinking, maybe this is the last time, let's make the most of it. So let's make the most of it. Thank you all for being here with me. I hope you find this useful. Get some tech on drafting, and maybe just share some energy. Thank you so much, everyone who subscribes and shares and likes. I try to help as much as I can with Magic and use this as a platform just to help. So what's up? Let me walk you through the draft, the picks, and the games. And again, I hope you find this useful and you can use this information to wreck scrubs at your next FNM. Although, we'll save round 3 till the end. Spoiler alert, it was a very close and interesting finals. So, I first picked Winding Constrictor tonight, and I think it's a fine pick, although when you're picking a gold card pack 1, it does not mean that you're going to be in those colors. It's better to abandon your first pick than to have a really shitty draft, but for something like Snake, the potential is really, really high. It's an amazing card, and it happens to be in the best color configuration. Black-green is really deep, so it can't go too wrong. So I pick Constrictor. I don't know that I'm going to play it, but I'm going to try to force it. So the next pack I see, well, basically what happens pack 1 is I don't really get past any black. I get past a lot of green, though. The second pack I saw I think I saw a leopard over a black removal, and then I saw like a Druid of the Cowl. I think I took Leopard over Monstrous Onslaught. 1 green card slipped through. I saw a few Renegade maps. Renegade map is a great card, but there was like an Aether Herder or a Druid that I could pick over it. I just wanted to cut off green as much as possible. I took Natural Obsolescence high over a map, which I don't regret either. It came in very handy. So after pack 1, I had only passed a 2/2 Spider and a Monstrous Onslaught to my left, which is great because it turns out the player to my left, Sean, had also first picked Snake. But since I had done such good job cutting green pack 1, and my only black card was Constrictor, I had done such a good job cutting green that he abandoned green. The table was light on green. So pack 1, people are really reading the table and are going to go into what's available and what's open to them. If possible, you want to cut your one color so hard that fewer people at the table play it, and you can get rewarded pack 3. Kind of happened, kind of didn't happen. I mean, honestly, this deck it's decent one, not necessarily amazing, but I would expect to at least be 2-1 with something like this. Pack 2, I opened Rishgar's Expertise. Really, really good. Draw a bunch of cards, make a 5, throw down a 5-drop for free. Pack 2, I got past a Daring Demolition. I got a late Cruel Finality. I got an Aether Poisoner. I got more Druids. I got a Cavalry. Actually, I second picked the Cavalry over the Monstrous Onslaught. Rush Prey Upon's better. You just want fatties. And something to think about with this deck is, in decks in general, if you add up all the power in the deck and divide by the number of cards, you get a metric which is power per card drawn. So this deck has about 62 power, more depending on how you count it, which means it's got about 1.5 power per card drawn. Some decks are very low, some decks are higher. It's a little kid Timmy magic, but the higher your power per card drawn, you ever think about that metric, the easier it is to win. Pack 3 was whatever. I got a Rush of Vitality, a Fretwork Colony, 2 Lawless Brokers, an Arborback Stomper, which was great, and a Calipeller. And again, so one of the reasons that I am playing this high end is because I have the 3 Druids, which I like because you can curve out. But with 16 lands and 3 druids, you're prone to flooding, so I wanted a bunch of 5s and 6s. You could play fewer lands. The issue is you cut a green, and that's the green you were going to use to play the druid. You cut a black, and then you're down a black. So I prefer to not go under 16 unless I have attunes and renegade maps. Maybe that cost me, although tonight flooding was not my issue. So that's the deck. A few things that a few things I could have changed. I had an ambitious Aetherborn, which I sided in, maybe, but that's basically the deck. So yeah, round 1 I was paired against Sean Grimes, and game 1 was interesting. I kept in 2 forest hand with a snake, which I think was fine, and I never drew a swamp. So I was thinking either I should have mulled that, or I should have played an extra swamp in my deck, or that just happens. Game 2, I start with 6 lands and a Scrounging Bandar. I mulligan that. 6 card hand has only 2 swamps, and a Fretwork Colony. I figure this is better than 5. So I scry to the bottom. The first 2 or 3 lands I draw are swamps, and all I have is a Fretwork Colony and 5 swamps out. But Sean is very, very flooded. He's flooding, never give up hope. I eventually draw the forest. I'm able to play a druid and start deploying things. He's trying to drain my Fretwork Colony, and it comes down to a play where I'm at 3 life, and he plays a Speedway Fanatic, which has haste, and he can actually kill me if he attacks with all of his creatures, because I would go to 1 and die to my Fretwork Colony. But he missed it, and I'm not about to say concede, you have it, etc., etc. I'm going to say it's my turn, untap, okay, cool, calmly, go about just treat it just like the other turns, right? You know, I got Fretwork Colony coming at you, ready, is it my turn, I'm going to be attacking you, right? And was able to survive at 1 life and win, so of course I'm going to rub in that on-board kill. That's something that you should be doing, is pointing out mistakes, like, make the opponent think about it. It's fun, and also, like, make them use energy to think about that. And game 3, I just curved out perfectly with Constrictor. I drew both black and green. And then round 2 against the other Sean, I curved out perfectly. Like turn 2 Druid, turn 3 Herder both games. One of the games on turn 4, I played a leopard and a snake and a leopard in that order. And then the next turn, I played a Rishgar's Expertise and a Riparian Tiger. Like insane nut draws. So we're on to round 3 against Karuth, and this is just someone that you want to beat every time, but he beat me in the finals with the black-green deck a few weeks ago. So I know that he has a Heart of Kiran in his deck, and I can race it, but if he has it early, I only have a few ways to remove it: Daring Demolition and Natural Obsolescence. I open my first hand, and it has 2 swamps, a Daring Demolition, and some green cards, including a Druid. I decide to keep, and I never get there. That was wrong. That was a mistake. I think that if you mulligan to 6, it's acceptable. It's acceptable if it's a side color sometimes. Like if you just go to 6, right? You have a mulligan. So I fucked up. That's always one of my biggest sticking points in Magic is I keep hands that I shouldn't. I've very, very rarely mulligan hands that I should have kept, but I frequently keep hands I should have mulled. Game 2 goes a little bit better for me. I'm trying to remember what happens. But, oh yeah, game 2, I have 2 forests and 2 druids, and I missed my 3rd land drop for a very long time. Turn 2 druid, turn 3 druid, turn 4 herder, turn 5 leopard, prey upon his creature. He's got pretty poor start. Yeah, game 1 also, he had Heart of Kiran, and he did kill me like turn 5, so, right. Yeah, so game 2, I'm stuck on the 2 lands for ages. Brawls makes me pick up my 2 druids, so it's turn 6, and I still only have 2 mana out. But he's flooded, so I'm able to deploy my druids, and he's able to get down Gearseeker Serpent and a 4/4 hexproof, and it starts to become a race. He has a Peacekeeper Colossus as well, so he's got some big fatties. I'm racing with an Arborback Stomper to gain life, and then Rush of Vitality on the Arborback Stomper to gain life. And it comes down to, I have no creatures, all the stuff's tapped, my stuff's tapped. Oh, I made a bad play this game, where I had to rely on him fucking up. But if I had chump blocked the Peacekeeper with the Druid, then I would have been much safer. So, video coming on this, but if you can learn from your wins, then you're way ahead of almost everyone. So, I learned from my win is, even though I won this game, I fucked up. I should have blocked with my Druid. Chump blocked. Right, so I'm at 5 life, he attacks with his Serpent, and with his 4/4 hexproof, I have 3 mana up, no creatures blocked. He spends 7 mana to make it unblockable. I have no creatures anyways. He attacks with just the Serpent, and then I Cruel Finality it, -2, survive at 2 life, untap, kill him. So, no, I didn't even kill him after he untapped. I untapped and replayed my Arborback Stomper, which he had been forced to bounce. And the game went on a few more turns. But since I had been stuck on 2 lands for so long, I still had a full grip. So I started playing my things finally, and was able to stabilize and kill him. Game 3, I'm on the draw. I see 5 lands, Natural Obsolescence, Aether Herder. That's very borderline. He mulliganed on 6. That's very borderline. Maybe I should mulligan that one. I'm not sure. Like, I can make use of 5, and I can even draw 6 and be okay with it. I have one of my answers to heart, so I decided to keep. He goes land, I untap, I draw a land. He plays an Aether Sweeper, I untap, I draw another land. He plays a Windrake, I untap, I draw a Druid, I play the Druid. He untaps, he plays the 3/2 Spire Patrol, freezes it, attacks. I untap, play my Aether Herder. He plays another Spire Patrol and ices it. And suddenly I'm dead. Like, super curve out. Should I mold? Oh, maybe. I mean, I knew the deck was prone to flood. I tend to build decks that are more prone to flood. Color screw is going to happen in draft. But, I mean, even the game where I was, like, stuck on 2 lands, I had the 2 Druids, so I was able to play a bunch of things. So, ultimately, 2 and 1's always fine. I just like to win. And I'm happy with my play. Magic's really interesting where sometimes you don't know. There's really borderline decisions. Some of my plays were great. I think the deck's good. I like how I drafted it. It's a cool example of how forcing can reward you and cutting off colors can reward you. Thanks to all my opponents for being cool opponents. I'm a salty, shit-talking loser, so I hope that adds to your enjoyment across the table, although I like to shit talk when I win too. It's funny. Yeah, and lots more stuff coming. Hopefully, Amonkhet coming for you soon. Hope you found this useful. Thank you so much. Much love. Thank you so much for commenting, liking, sharing, and I hope you get a lot out of this. Again, if you want limited coaching, I do that. We have a mastermind program, and there's a lot of people in there sharing their drafts, picks, and giving feedback and stuff like that. So there's a link to that below in the description if you're into that. And much love. See you there, and see you in the comments. And I'm excited for my trip. I'll make sure to share a lot of cool things while I am there. So peace out. See you soon. Boom.